Oh, that's clever. 50, halfway through. Let's try that again. This is another way of self-correcting, so there's a bit more weight on one end, the friction force varies, and every time you do it, you come exactly to the middle of the centre of gravity. Isn't that clever? Something you could do with a ruler at home. It helps to have a bit of weight. This is a metal ruler, and it's got a bit of weight to it, which helps to show this remarkable trick. Even small kids, if they hold very steady, will be able to come in and find that it automatically corrects itself, and it hits the middle, the centre of gravity, every time. So have a go with a big home ruler. I brought along some of my ruler collection here to show what an extraordinary range of things there are. The oldest was back in the late 70s, I think it was, and this is the latest in the 2020s. This is just a joke one. It's a centipede, and it shows centimetres, of course. And if I do it this way, it shows a foot. So that's a foot ruler. Oh, let's do it that way. There we are. Foot ruler, and that shows inches and up to a foot. Joke ones. Then the latest one was that was 1976. That one. This is 2022, I think it was, and it's just a lovely idea of having a ruler pulling out and making a giraffe's neck grow a little bit like that. Oops, let's put it down and it holds. Oops, about there, and then it holds a bit further. This is a very long-necked giraffe, isn't it? Look at that, extraordinary. And then we'll let him shorten and shrink. Whoa, very clever. Earliest and the latest ruler for my collection. There's a very subtle thing here which I eventually found in the American market. It's called a diameter tape. It looks quite normal, except it's a bit odd. It's got inches there, very happy. But then look at the other side, it's telling inches, what they say are inches, but look, they're very odd. What's going on? They're very close together. Well, the answer is it shows that diameter to the circumference. So if I put it round here, this way, it would show simply the circumferential distance, the correct distance. But if I wanted to know what the diameter was, I use it this way, and it would vary, and line it up, and then read off whatever it says here. I can't read it, but then they end up saying 3 inches. That's right, 3 inches, which is about the diameter of the bottle. The circumference is more. So a diameter tape, used of course by plumbers a great deal. They've got the actual pipe itself. They can easily find out its circumference just by putting it round. But if it's installed in a house, they can't take a portion off and see what the diameter is. So this automatically gives them the diameter of the pipe. Very, very sensible idea. Now there's a funny. This is a company called Harlequin, who I've met at Nuremberg many times. They make really joke ones. This is a ruler, but it's on a pencil, which is a bit odd, because once you've started to use the pencil vigorously, as you're scribbling away, every now and then you have to sharpen the pencil. And to do that, you've actually got to shorten the ruler until you're left with nothing but just half a centimetre. That's a bit odd, isn't it? Well, it's supposed to be a joke item, so. And while I've got it in my hand, I'll show you something much more sensible, actually, which is called a rolling ruler. This is one with a roll in it. Very, very clever idea. All I have to do is, if I want to make parallel lines, as I don't look at this here, unless it's the same length lines, but I look at the little dial here, and I'll start with it on the noughts, and see if we can get that in the camera. And I'll start with it on the 1, that's right, about there. So it starts off with a 1, oops, I'll get it up there, and I'll set it up on the paper so it's nice and parallel. There we are, there's 1. Now if I don't look at this, but I look at the thing, I'll say 1.5, which is about there. I do another line. Normally I have to do this by doing little dots on the side of the paper, but this is a much better way of doing it. And then there's another ½ centimetre, and then another ½ centimetre. I'll do 2 more. It's very nice parallel lines. It makes nice and parallel and has the same distance, the same gap between each of them, which is the best part of it really. Automatically, so it's a very nice way of making parallel lines and other uses on paper. One with a roller in it. Very, very clever stuff. Now, what else have we got here amongst this collection? We've got, yes, which is strange. It's got centimetres and half centimetres on this ruler. It's a wooden ruler. But here, oh, look at this. We've got Roman Britain. Gracious me, look at that. It's got the entire... Oh no, it's not. That's right, Roman Britain, all the way up to Elizabeth II, our Queen. These are all the kings of England. Now that's an odd thing, because this is showing the metric or continental system, whereas these people were all doing things in inches and feet, of course. So the rulers, they are rulers, but rulers of a country, of course, and they're all showing themselves in their correct order of genealogy, but they didn't deal with centimetres, they dealt with inches and feet. Yes, so well, nice way of looking at history too. There's some very nice Japanese rulers I got way back in the 80s, which I'm very fond of, and they were all lenticulars. And this particular one, for instance, is a charming idea. It animates a little bit, but it gives you the content to put in different cocktails, but you can still use it as a ruler. Very, very pretty and very well made. They made hundreds of these, and I collected at least 2 or 3 dozen, I think it is. This was sold way back in the 80s to the tourist trade in London, in England, our capital, and shows nice scenes flicking back and forward between the pictures of London, tourist London. And the best ones, I think, was one that animated a little bit. The middle bit doesn't animate so much, but this is a safari, or it's wild animals in Africa, but the 2 outside ones do a lovely action as I do it very, very slowly. They move their massive lion mane heads in the other creature, and it looks fascinating to absolutely thrill the children to see animals moving like that. And then we've got another here. This is a strange job. Look at this. It says the lucky ruler. So what's lucky about it? Well, I mean, it's just marked in inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's do it. Yes, that's right. 6 weeks there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, no, it's 14. And then the rest of it, 15, 16, 17. They left out 13. Oh, well, of course, that makes it lucky, because 13 is an unlucky number. That's a nice play on words, isn't it? So this is my lucky ruler, because it's got no 13 on it. The last item is a wonderful invention. A lovely company called Bear, and Bear of Rutland makes a series of lovely ideas. It's a tape measure there. If I stand up and put it around my waist to see how I look, for how slim a waist I've got, to see if I can prove to you how slim my waist is by, yes, it fits me nicely. So let's read what it says. Oh, I'm only 26-inch waist. That's funny, I thought it was a lot more. So all you want to do is have one of these tapes and it'll serve you very well and make you very slim just by pulling.